Right, well, you're not here to talk about cross-question. You are here to talk about the mayor of New York, who's it's inaugurated, the right word today.
It is. Well, he was inaugurated
yesterday, right.
And actually, he's had 2 inaugurals because, of course, they do an official swearing-in ceremony on the stroke of midnight at the start of the year, which he did in front of the City Hall underground stop, the subway station in New York City. But because that happens at midnight and people aren't generally watching, then the following day there's the ceremonial inauguration. So he was sworn in again yesterday by Bernie Sanders, the socialist. Because it's a made-for-TV swearing-in ceremony. I mean, it's a made-for-TV ceremonial event, because that's when he gets to make his inaugural address. So the first night, he was sworn in by Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York. Now he's been sworn in again by Bernie Sanders, the socialist warhorse from Vermont. And he made a stirring and rousing inaugural address, absolutely focused on, of course, his grassroots supporters, but I think also designed to send a wider message.
We will answer to all New Yorkers, not to any billionaire or oligarch who thinks they can buy our democracy. We will govern without shame and insecurity, making no apology for what we believe. I was elected as a democratic socialist, and I will govern as a democratic socialist.
And when he says there, I was elected as a democratic socialist and I will govern as a democratic socialist, he is not just sending a message to the people who voted for him because they were attracted by his progressive left-wing policies. He is, I think, also sending a message to other elements in the Democratic Party, some of the party's grandees, who were very wary about embracing him because of the S word. Some of them have even argued the party must never, ever use the word socialist to describe where it wants to take the country. They believe the American people in large measure are not programmed to receive that word. Here's a bit more of what the new mayor of New York City had to say last night.
I will not abandon my principles for fear of being deemed radical. As the great senator from Vermont once said, what's radical is a system which gives so much to so few and denies so many people the basic necessities of life. I stand alongside countless more New Yorkers watching from cramped kitchens in Flushing and barbershops in East New York, from cell phones propped against the dashboards of parked taxicabs at LaGuardia, from hospitals in Mott Haven and libraries in El Barrio that have too long known only neglect.
So this was a speech that absolutely underscored what his critics argue is a radical agenda, an agenda that is going to implement free buses in New York City, free childcare, is going to freeze in place and extend rent regulation for 1 million properties in the city. And this is a big test that is now coming up. Can progressive left-wing politics deliver in that audacious way that Zohran Mamdani is promised? And how's he going to deal with the day-to-day? Because at some point soon, New York may be blanketed with a massive snowstorm. He's going to be more instantly judged on his handling of that kind of thing than some of the long-term aims and ambitions, audacious though they are, that he's got for government.
Now, in normal circumstances, the Democratic Party might be looking at him and thinking, well, he's somebody who could take the fight to Donald Trump and be our next presidential candidate. But that can't happen, can it?
It cannot happen in the case of Zohran Mamdani because he was born in Kampala in Uganda, spent part of his childhood as well in South Africa. That doesn't matter in this context. It's the fact that he was born overseas, is not a natural-born US citizen on American soil, that prevents him from running for the presidency. But there are many other figures out there who share his kind of firebrand radicalism who could run, including one of the people who was there speaking at that inauguration yesterday, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, also from New York, also considered someone who, from the left, is likely to challenge one day for the American presidency. The real question here, though, Iain, is is he the kind of candidate, is his politics the kind of politics that the Democratic Party writ large is willing to embrace? And there are also questions, of course, about the fact that Donald Trump, who was very hostile towards Zohran Mamdani on the campaign trail, as soon as he won the election, had the mayor-elect, as he was then, into the White House. We all thought there were going to be fisticuffs. It was going to be another Zelensky moment in the Oval Office. And lo and behold, they found that they managed to find a way of getting on. And that is reflective of the fact that partly Donald Trump's worried about his own business interests in New York going forwards, but it's also reflective of the fact that both of these men have romped to election victory based on platforms that they say are going to be championing working people. And while they come from radically different perspectives and ideologies, when they met in that Oval Office, Donald Trump actually found that some of the things that Mamdani wanted to do and why he wanted to do them were not radically different from some elements of the Make America Great Again agenda.
Well, if you believe in the circular theory of politics, the extreme right and the extreme
Eventually
left,
they meet. Yeah, exactly
they
that.
meet. What's the one book that you remember from your childhood?
Well, you don't hear a lot about this author anymore. I don't think you do anyway. Listeners will be able to correct me. Leon Garfield. But when I was a youngster, Leon Garfield novels were devoured by kids, certainly in my neck of the woods. And I loved Smith by Leon Garfield, which tells the story of this London ragamuffin who is in the back alleys of the city and picks someone's pocket, and an entire drama unfolds as a result of that. But all the Leon Garfield books, certainly from my memory, were absolutely terrific, and I just don't know if he's part of the curriculum anymore.
Basically, one London ragamuffin to another.
Exactly. I identified, you see.
Simon, thank you very much indeed. That's Simon Marks, LBC's Washington correspondent.